Allah's way to make our spirits.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're still watching Inspirations. And before I carry on, let me remind you of our email address, inspirations@huda.tv. And as I said, inshallah, the first Saturday of every month, we will have a live episode and we will take your calls in, inshallah. I was just talking before the break about the concept or the importance of the woman, the Muslim woman, understanding the high position of her duty when she stays at home and looks after her children, looks after her house, looks after herself and educates herself. Now this makes a big difference, and this is one of the most important pitfalls that Muslim women have fallen into, because we have been like brainwashed that if you want to have contributions, if you want to achieve and assert yourself, you have to go out and work and earn some money. You know, the work that the woman does is more important than earning money. Making the future for Islam, making a better future for humanity is more important than all the wealth that we find in the whole world. And this should be actually clear in the minds of every Muslim man and woman. So please, I call on every Muslim woman from here. Please, do not be deluded, do not be brainwashed by what you hear all around, especially in the media, that Muslim women are idle, they are sitting at home. It's not like that. It's not just sitting. Actually, for a woman to perform her duties and fulfill her duties in the house, looking after herself, educating herself, learning more about Islam, teaching her kids, looking after them, bringing them up in the best way, cultivating them, teaching them the good manners, looking after the husband. Now, this is more than a full-time job. How does a woman leave her children, leave her house for some maid who comes from, Allah knows where she comes from, what kind of background she has, what kind of beliefs she has, what kind of manners she has, and then, let her take care of the children, let her take care of the husband. This actually destroys our homes. So, and I here call on every Muslim man to appreciate our women who do really understand the obligation and the duty that they have on themselves, which is to build a nation that has no equivalent, no parallel in history. So inshallah, I hope that the Muslim women from now on will understand this beautiful duty that Allah has given them, beautiful position that Allah has granted them, and always think about the reward that Allah has prepared for you. We shouldn't be taken by these Western visions that are distorted, that are against the human nature. Once I would like to share this with you. I was watching a documentary on Muslims living in the West. There was this lady, or three sisters, living in Canada, in Montreal. And they were actually talking about, one of them, the youngest of them, was very outgoing. She had a lot of friends and she mixed with that society so much that she has adopted their own views on life. And she talks about her freedom, she talks about her outgoing character, and she brags about that. She boasts about having a Western character, the woman, and she doesn't listen to her mother. She does what she wants, basically. That's it. And they show this, that it is the good thing, this is the pattern, this is the model that you should follow. Whereas her eldest sister is married and she has 2 children, and she stays at home. And this point here that I'm going to mention shows the intolerance of the culture, not of the people, but of the culture that dominates the people. They had this interview with the eldest sister. She said, because she saw her sisters, younger sisters, are very outgoing, they're mixing with other people, and they have this Western attitude to life that I should enjoy myself, I should live for enjoyment. And then she said, I don't work, and I only stay at home, and I started to feel that I am some kind of animal. I heard that with my own ears. Imagine, because she's staying at home, because she looks after her children, the whole society, the whole culture made her think or feel that she was some kind of animal, that she is staying at home and she is doing nothing. Since when bringing a wonderful generation has been nothing? Since when looking after the house, looking after the husband, cultivating oneself and educating oneself. Since when this became an animalistic kind of thing? You see the intolerance in the culture that I'm talking about? You see why? If you do not make these funky hairstyles, if you do not, buy one of these or wear one of these trousers, making, the trousers hanging below the backside and showing the underwear, you will face and you will feel the pressure from the society around you. It's intolerant. You have to be like us. If you are not, no one is going to, pull the trigger and shoot you, but life will become hell for you. This is the intolerance we are talking about. This is the imposing and domineering nature of the culture that we don't want. So we have to understand the reality of this life. We have to appreciate what we have. Now, Ibrahim came again, a third time, to visit his son, and he found him sharpening one of his arrows in the shade of one tree. They recognized each other and they hugged each other warmly. And then Ibrahim, here comes the surprise. After this time apart from each other, imagine a father, a loving father, who always longed to see his son. He always missed his son. He wanted to come and see him, living away from him. So he came now, and he found his son, and he hugged him so warmly. And imagine this loving son meeting his father after all this time. Then he says to his son, "My son, I've seen in a vision," and the vision of the prophets is a revelation from Allah. "I've seen in a vision that I'm slaughtering you. So what do you think?" His son said to him, listen to this wonderful son who has Iman in his heart. He said, "Oh my father, do what you are commanded to do." Total submission, full submission. He didn't say, "What? Why should you kill me? I didn't do anything." Submission in Islam, this is the meaning of Islam, submission. Today, we see so many Muslims, when they face a commandment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they say, "What for? It doesn't make sense to me." Where is submission? Where is the basic meaning of Islam? Submission, where is it? Imagine now the father is being told, is being commanded to slaughter his son. He submits willfully, and so does his son. No question. Some people say, no, we have to question things. They think they are smart. They think they are clever. But let's see who is smarter. Okay? Now, when Ibrahim was about to slaughter his son, he sharpened his knife. He was ready to do that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to Ibrahim, and He said to him, "You don't have to slaughter him." He sacrificed, he ransomed Ismail with a ram. And He said to him, "O Ibrahim, you are faithful to our command, and so is Ismail." So imagine, when you submit, Allah will give you a good end. Because your submission reflects your trust in Allah. So in every situation, let's benefit from this story. In every situation, no matter what happens, always do what you are commanded and have your trust in Allah. Allah will give you the good end. Don't depend on your smartness, because Allah knows everything, but we don't know. We can't see around corners. So now after their submission, Allah has blessed them. Then Allah commanded them with a very important thing and a very great mission that will remain until the day, its traces will remain until the day of judgment. Allah commanded Ibrahim and Ismail to build the Kaaba. Now this is a beautiful story, and there are so many details in it, and there are so many implications until today that have to do with the Orientalists. And inshallah next week, as we deal with that, with the issue of building the Kaaba, and with the religion of Ibrahim, the rituals of the religion of Ibrahim, which was Islam, as Allah states clearly in the Quran, we would see the twisting, the lying, and the conniving nature of the writings of the Orientalists, and how they distort the history, how they change history, how they tamper with the truth, because they want to brainwash the people, their own people, and our people, our younger generation.